Hey, we love BigBrother.com. I'm Matt Maynard. We are at the finale, and we are talking with the star and her soon-to-be husband.
I'll take a co-star credit on that one.
So how surreal is it, Rachel?
Oh my gosh, this is so surreal. I can't believe I just won Big Brother 13. Like, I'm like freaking out. I would have never expected this, but you know, every competition I went in, I fought my heart out, and everything I've done this summer, I've had to really evolve as a game player. I've had to evolve as, you know, as a person. I've had to really like fight in every competition I went into, and I just think this has been such a crazy roller coaster ride, and to think I almost left.
Well, Brendan, talk about the decision to come back. Let's rewind. Why did you decide to do a second time around?
Well, it was, I mean, obviously, when I found out that America was voting me back in, I had I have to compete. I mean.
What about the actual decision to come back for the second time to play? The actual season 13.
I'm like, well, I was like, it was a little.
I convinced him a lot.
I was very hesitant. The second time, I was like, we didn't win last year. We come back, we're just going to be targets from day one.
Right.
It's going to be a tough battle. There's no way we're going to win. And I was the biggest doubter of both of us, for sure.
Yeah.
And just thought it was going to be so tough that Rachel really did have to convince me. And the fact that she wanted to do it, I'm glad she won because she really deserved it.
And let's talk about the strategy. Did you guys come in here with a different strategy this time around?
We definitely did come in with a different strategy. We knew that Brendan and I are both strong players, so we knew that we would be targets no matter what. So it wasn't ever a, you know, lay low kind of thing. It was, we always came in, we were going to compete, we were going to fight, and we were kind of hoping that there would be other veterans. We didn't know what was going to happen, but if there were, we were like, hey, we're teaming up with the veterans, and you know, and that happened. Dick made a veteran alliance on day one, and I think that that would have been the strongest alliance Big Brother's ever seen if Danielle wouldn't have turned on us, but that was our strategy, to work with the veterans and to fight and win competitions. We had the six of us, and then it came down to four.
When Dick decided to leave, everything changed for us because we initially thought, now we're competing 4 against 8, and there's no way we're going to make it through the next 3 weeks in competitions. And we pulled together, and that night Jeff gave us the rallying, you know, go get him speech.
Jeff.
Because we were ready to go, because we thought we had no chance in hell of making it. And Rachel really showed. I mean, we started out strong, and once Danielle turned, I got picked off, then Danielle got picked off, then Jeff got picked off, and she was versatile enough to change up her strategy and become a social player. And for all those people who said she wasn't a social, didn't have a social game player, you can't make it all the way to the final 2 without having some sort of social game play.
And speaking of social game, you know, last season I would say America kind of had this love-hate relationship with you, and probably a lot of negative comments when you came out. Did you come in this time wanting to play differently, trying to make a different impression for America?
Yeah, I came in, I wanted to play differently, and I learned last summer I was very aggressive, very feisty. I was always up in people's faces, and I learned that, you know, nobody likes that, and not just nobody, but the game players don't like that. The house guests don't appreciate that, and I knew I'm a strong competitor, so I needed to be more gracious when I was winning. And I had people this summer that were really here to help me, and I had allies this summer, and it actually took me a while to realize that I wasn't just playing with Brendan and I against the house. It was, we had allies, we had an alliance that was strong, and that we had people. So I think that I had to really change up my strategy and change my, you know, evolve as a player, change my aggressive, wins.
I think we still had a little bit of Big Brother post-traumatic Big Brother disorder from last year. So Rachel had a hard time kind of letting that go and thinking that it was always going to be us against the entire house.
Right.
Which I had to keep reinforcing, like, it's not that same situation. And then when Danielle turned on us, it kind of looks like it's starting to be that situation again. So we really had to, I mean, at times it's just like, who do you trust?
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, after talking to a lot of people, almost everyone that I've talked to, the majority of people were rooting for you in America. How does that feel?
Yay, that's amazing. I had no idea. Like, it's so surreal. I mean, this is like a new experience for me. Like, I'm not used to having fans. So it's like, so thank you. I mean, that's all I can say is thank you so much, you know. And I wanted to really fight hard. I wanted to, if I was going to win, I wanted to earn it. And I think I did. Like,
she did.
I feel like
Rachel
I really
earned it,
and I
even in the roundtable discussion, Danielle at points was trying to call you a floater. I was like, whoa. There's nothing that Rachel she's never been able to float, because she couldn't float if she tried. I mean, started out target, changed up her game halfway through when she realized that being the strong competitor was just getting you knocked out of the house, made the right alliances at the right time, and then made it all the way to the end and won the game.
No, honestly, Brendan, were you surprised that America voted you back in for a second time?
Yes and no. I mean, I'm sure America wanted to see what happens when Rachel and I get in the house at the same time, because we do set off fireworks.
Yes, we do.
And she gets going, and then I get going, and we're just tearing through the house. So I think America likes to see excitement, and I think Rachel and I do that.
And so also when watching, there was a lot of, back and forth relationship drama.
Yeah.
Does that mean anything in the long term, or is it just day-to-day conflict, little things?
Day-to-day. I mean, we're so in love. It's like we're getting married. And then you also
got to think that we're also in the Big Brother house where 24/7 is Big Brother, and stress, emotion is all the time, and after a while it's just like little things you just start driving you crazy, and we oftentimes will blow things way out of proportion.
So I have to clear something up. I thought you guys were married, or at least I watched something of you getting married on the feed.
Yes, we got married in the Big Brother house.
Yeah. Exactly. As soon as we leave here, we're not married, so we have to make it official.
Exactly.
But that was a lot of fun.
It was really fun. We had like our own Big Brother with Big Brother vows and like our backyard wedding, and we thought, you know what, we met on Big Brother. We had to do that. Like it had to. You had to have.
And it was like 2 nights before I was leaving for the second time, so it was kind of a nice ending to my my week-long stay. Oh, was it? Sorry, I get it mixed up.
Do you think you guys had an unfair advantage coming in with America's opinions of you, having knowledge of the game over the newbies?
Not at all. I think we had a disadvantage coming in. I think not only are Brendan and I strong competitors, but everyone in the house knew we were strong competitors. So we never had the option to lay low or the option to make alliances. We had to fight from day one coming into the house, and pairing up with the veterans was a genius idea because we are in the same situation as all the other veterans. All the newbies knew our game. They knew how we were in competitions, and I don't think we had any type of advantage at all. If nothing else, it was more of a disadvantage. And protecting 4 people is really hard. So we had to fight for 4 people. Protecting 2 people is hard enough, but protecting, 4 people, we had Jeff and Jordan protecting us some weeks, and we were protecting them, and it was really difficult to protect everyone in the game, and it's a hard balance that you have to really overcome.
Brendan, anyone in the game that you strongly dislike, at least them in the game?
Who?
Because there are some people that had some harsh words for both of you.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Well, Kalia, Kalia and I she's somebody who's going to always have her opinions, and at times I'm not going to agree with them. But she's somebody that just doesn't back down. And she's somebody who wouldn't admit when she was lying, when we would flat out see that she's lying, and that drives me insane. Because if you get caught lying, just say you're lying, okay? And then it's done.
And that's the thing that a lot of people get upset with me about what in the house was that when I said something, I told them to their face.
I
was never one of those people that would go behind their backs, and if they asked me about it, I'd be like, yeah, I said that. And that it pissed a lot of people off.
And that drove me crazy with everybody in the house, because they all get mad at her and condemn her for saying stuff and doing things. The difference between her and everyone else is that she says what's on her mind, and she says what she's thinking about the person. You take a Shelly who's going to walk around and tell everybody about what her opinions are of Rachel behind her back, and Rachel says it to her face. And so that's the difference. I mean, like I said, this is Big Brother. I know that when we move past here, we're not going to be friends with a lot of these people. Some, maybe we will, but...
And sometimes there are some surprises, like Reagan.
Yes, Reagan and I are really good friends. He's in the wedding. Like, it was one of those things where Reagan and I had a crazy blowout last summer. We had a few fights last summer. But this past year, like, Reagan and I really bonded, and we went through a crazy experience in the Big Brother house last summer. And Reagan's such an amazing person. Like, I just love him to death. He's a great guy, and we're like really good friends.
I think the thing that some people forget is just that when you're in this house, it changes you like tremendously. Sometimes some people can act pretty normal. Some people just go from good to evil, evil to good. It's like you don't know who you're going to be in this house, and when you come out, things are all different. And
totally
some people can let it go, some people can't.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Like Reagan is very mature, and he's an amazing man, and he let it all go. I let it go, and that's the thing. Like in Big Brother house, we were enemies, and so when you're fighting against each other as enemies anyways, you're going to have some tension, and there's going to be some words, especially like Reagan and I, who are both very dramatic.
Well, and
clearly.
One of the best times we had was Reagan, Rachel, and I all sitting on my apartment floor at UCLA, and we're just saying, we were the 3 most emotional people in the game.
Last summer,
and that's just it. It's like we're emotional people, so we have a hard time controlling ourselves in this house.
All right, Rachel, you have some catchphrases. I have to know. You're going to copyright them, and I want to hear them. First of all, what is his name?
Brennan!
Secondly, what is the catchphrase that we all know?
Nobody comes between me and my man.
Any other big memorable ones that you want to put a copyright on now?
Floaters grab a life vest.
I came up with a new word. Reviction.
Oh, God.
It happens when you get evicted twice.
Not only
I've been revicted.
Revicted.
So what are you going to do with the grand prize?
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. I don't even know, but we're gonna start our lives together.
Yeah.
Maybe like put a down payment on a house. Hopefully have baby soon.
I guess you heard it here first.
Yeah.
I still got 5 years of my PhD.
Yeah. So once his PhD's done.
So what's next? As far as when's the marriage? When are you going back to
We're
school?
trying to get married in December.
Yeah,
That's what
we're
looking
thinking about
for.
getting married in December, and then Brendan starts school like Monday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. He starts school like immediately after this, so Brendan's going straight back into his PhD, and we're getting married.
For all the fans that want to follow you, how can we keep up with what's happening in your guys' lives?
On Twitter. We Rachel E. Riley on Twitter, and what's your Twitter name?
Brendan V. BB12.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you all
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
Congratulations.
Thank